Hey everybody, how's it going? I am here in Lübeck, Germany, hanging out with a very old friend of mine, Mr. Lasse Lammert from LSD Studios here in Lübeck. How's it going, dude?
I can't complain. How are you?
Not too bad. A little tired. Still jet lagged to hell a little bit. And then we were up at, what did we get up? 4:30 this morning. So we could jump on the train from Cologne all the way up here to Hamburg. And then we stopped for coffee, picked up our buddy James from STL Tones over there. How's it going, James?
Hi.
I want to meet Lasse for the longest time here, but you know we're also talking about Lasse's new plugin. What the hell is it called?
STL Tonality, Lasse Lammert. Wow.
Wow, how long did you guys spend on that name?
It's I came up with it when I was like 4 years old, I think, and then I pitched the idea to Sonny, who then actually created STL Tones in Australia back then because he loved it so much. About 25 years later, he contacted me again and said, well, let's do that plugin. And now it's there. It's amazing.
I'm sorry I asked.
At least I'm not talking about painting boats with a hammer.
What the fuck? It's okay. Anyway, okay, so I've known Lasse for a very long time, like I'd say I think we met online way back in like 2005 on the Indie Sneak forum.
Yeah, like
And
everyone really, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
That forum's it's been like the source for engineers and musicians, and like everyone's been on that forum. It's amazing.
I mean, like, yeah, there's you, me, the Joey Sturgis, AL, Joel Wanasek. Oh yeah, our buddy James over there.
And
Yeah.
Nolly, like everyone's on there. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Erms, Nolly. Who else?
Misha,
Oh yeah,
like the whole Periphery
Yeah.
team, I think.
the Ailstorm guys were all on there as well.
True,
Yep,
true.
and
yeah.
that's what it's hilarious because I've been obsessed with the fucking first Ailstorm Records guitar tone for the longest fucking time, and I just made them pull up the old tracks and go, what the fuck do you got going on with that? And then it's like
Nothing.
just a 57.
It's literally 57 in front of a vintage 30 speaker. There's no EQ other than like high pass, low pass at 60 hertz and 12K, and that's it.
But it's the cabinet itself. He's got an older angle cab, and we actually pulled it apart and took a look inside, and it's got a little bit of foam insulation on the inside, and it's got some original vintage 30s from England, and I think that's got a lot to do with it. Because the second I looked at those speakers, I'm like, the dust caps are different than mine.
Yeah, exactly. So I made him use his hands actually because the battery in my screwdriver is dead. So he liked it so much that he actually got down on his knees and then just did the manual thing like we used to do back in the days.
I've been accused of doing far worse.
On your knees.
Yes. Hey, suffer for the art.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so yeah, we took a look at the cabinet, and yeah, I pulled the back off, you know, just we could take a look, not the entire back, but the, you know, just the little part where the jacks are, so I could pull it apart, take a look. And it's, yeah, they're definitely older vintage series than I've gotten. And it's like, that's the thing, I've never been able to quite recreate that tone. But as soon as I walked in here and plugged in and put a 5150 into it, and it's like, boom, there's that sound. It took like no screwing around whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's what a great cab really does, I think. Like a good cab and a good mic and a good amp. You don't have to EQ this. Can I say shit?
You can say shit and fuck.
Okay, so you don't have to EQ the.
Can't say the C word anymore, though. Thanks, YouTube.
Okay, I'm not saying clit out of it. And it just, well, if you don't get the sound coming from the mic, don't bother EQing around. Just
So yeah, the underlying theme here is that, you know, guitar players will obsess over, you know, stupid, unimportant shit like tone wood.
fucking amps.
Yeah, and amps. I mean, like, and yeah, like, well, that's the thing. A 5150, a rectifier. I mean, like, they're variations on a theme. They're all based off the Soldano.
Yeah, well, I totally get it. Like, I love amps, and I
do too.
obviously got a nice collection of amps because I'm a bit of a geek there too, and it's fun.
Never noticed.
No, wouldn't you? But it's fun to collect amps because it's just amps are more sexy than cabs. Like,
Yeah.
it like it's glass in it and it's glowing and electricity and stuff comes out and it's a wonderful, hopefully no smoke, and it's just sexier than than cabs. So no one's collecting cabs, but it's really in the cab. The tone is in the speaker in the cab.
The speaker's going to be 90% of the sound, probably. Well, 80% anyway. But it's going to have a huge bearing on your overall recorded tone. So when you find the right cab, it's going to give you that certain grind that. And like I said, I've got the same angle cab, but it's from mid 2000s. Maybe I found that maybe 2006, 2007 at Motor City Guitar in Detroit. And like I said, the speakers are different. They are vintage 30s, but they're slightly different. They don't have quite that grind.
Plus, I'm not even sure of if they're German made. And they might be, I haven't checked, but like with diesel cabs, for example, they make the ones for the US market in the USA and sell them over there. So it might be the same with Engel. I'm not sure though.
No, this one's made in Germany, that's for sure. And it's the same, it's the Siberian birch and all that. It's beautiful, but I think the speaker manufacturing was probably outsourced to China at that point. And some of those Chinese ones don't quite sound the same as the original British ones.
The original British ones, yeah. I'm not sure about the new British ones. Like, I do like them. I'm just not saying, in general, they sound better than the Chinese-made ones. They're all good speakers, just variations different, I think.
Well, here's the thing. I've obsessed about this guitar tone for so long. And the thing is, though, I demoed Lasse's amp sim there about a month and a half ago. The STL tonality, Lasse Lambert, killer name, by the way. And the cool thing is, you actually sampled that cab. It's part of the package there. What one's that?
Well, there are 4 cabs in there and 2 speakers of each cab, because obviously every speaker, even if it's the same type in a cab, sounds different. So I picked my 2 favorite speakers from each cab and captured them. But I've got a bunch of cabs. I have no idea how many, but my 4 favorite cabs are in there. And the Engel had to go in there because it's been actually that's the first cab I bought back when in 2000. I don't know. I used it like forever. My first 412, and so it had to go in there, and that speaker had to go in there. And it's even the same mic, my magical 57
that's the one that wound up on the Elstorm records and all the rest of them.
Exactly, yeah. Like essentially every record I ever did with a 57, which is almost all of them, is that.
So that is the same cabinet that's available in your tonality plugin. And I gotta say, I really like that amp sim. That's really cool because it's got those rhythm tones on it. I really like the 5150, but I really like that fucking Dietzel too as well. Tell us all about that.
Thank you very much. Well, yeah, with the Dietzel is... actually, it's not a Dietzel, it's a Frank Dieter, isn't it? With the Frank Dieter. The thing is, what I love about this amp is it's got a very unique squishiness to the low end. It's got like almost like a smear to it. It's kind of blurring the attack a little bit. And it sounds negative, but it's actually... It's not negative, it's very unique to the amp. And I think no amp sim so far captured that, and I really wanted that, and so I'm very, very happy about the plugin that it actually captured that. And all these little details, I wanted the same kind of amount of detail for everything, for the cabs as well, and for the speakers. So often you get the several positions for mics and speakers, and the in-between positions are then like modeled, approximated within a EQ or something. And I wanted them to be as precise as possible, so I took a total of 9,600 IRs for the cabs, just to have like literally every millimeter is an actual IR capture, and every angle is an actual IR capture, so it's no approximations. And yeah, so that was 9,600.
Fuck. That's crazy.
We used the mic robot for that actually.
Okay, yeah. So you would have done. You did that with like some kind of.
Exactly. You have to be able to kind of reproduce it for the next cab, the same positions. So you set it up once, and then we've got this software that Federico programmed for this, just for that purpose. He's a fucking wizard when it comes to that sort of thing. So it moves the mic through the preset positions, and in my case, like the boundaries I set and the amount of steps I set, it turned out to be 9,600 then.
Okay, so most importantly, yeah. Now, Federico, he did the original Ignite Emissary amp, but you've got like a 10-day free trial on your plugin as well, do you not?
Exactly. Just head to the STL Tones page and download the plugin, try it for free, 10 days, and it's no limitations or anything, so you don't get any beeps or anything like that. Just try it. If you like it, buy it. If you don't like it,
then fuck off.
You're deaf.
That works. No, seriously. I mean, like, Lost has been getting some of my favorite rhythm tones of all time. I mean, like I said, go put on the first Elstorm record, Set Sail and Conquer. The rhythm tone on that just rules. And like I said, we got that here in the studio in like 5 minutes, just plugging into that fucking cabinet. Like, motherfucker. But that's the thing. I mean, like, I've always been obsessed with that Frederick Nordstrom tone, and a lot of it has to do with one of those older Engel cabs as well. It's just got that fucking grind. You can put on the Clayman record, and it just sounds fucking unreal. That's that fucking old Engel cab. I'm like, son of a bitch, I need that fucking sound. But at least you've got an IR of it on here, so you can pretty much get the same fucking thing with, without all the obsession and the swearing and the thousands of dollars spent on tube amps and all the rest of the crap that goes along with it. So thanks for doing the hard work.
Oh, you're welcome.
Camera's there. Get with the program, Loss.
Oh, come on. I'm just trying to be polite. Like, Germans are supposed to be very rude, and I'm just trying my best to look at the guy when I'm talking to him.
Okay, fair enough. There we go. Canadians are supposed to be very nice, and I've been trying very hard to kill that myth for the longest fucking time.
Yeah, well, I totally hear you on the Clayman sound and the whole Frederick Nordstrom stuff. It's fucking amazing. And I get what you're saying of the cab. It's kind of, you got the grind and the thickness and still the bite on top without it being too fizzy. So yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So anyway, so I was going to say you're here in Lubeck and you're doing this pretty much full time for quite a while now, aren't you?
Yes, here in Lubeck, this place I opened 2007. That's actually when I recorded that 8-sum record you spoke of. Not the mix I'm proudest of, but well, it's been fucking 22 years or something. Whatever. So yeah, I've been doing it since then, full time, and still going.
It's fucking great. And yeah, you just put the new board in a couple years ago there, and that gets you a real tight integration. And you're not using it as a giant mouse, so that's impressive.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's not new anymore. It's actually discontinued now by DigiDesign, now Avid. But I'm loving it because it lets me change my workflow. It makes it so much more efficient. I'm automating so much with it, and like every plugin move and everything I do is just so much more intuitive now. So yeah.
There you go. So what's on the horizon for you? You got anything cool coming up in the next year?
I got a bunch of stuff. I'm not sure I can talk about it all, but there's a cool band I'm right now mixing called Psy from Japan. They're absolutely insane.
I think my friend Brandon really loves those guys.
Okay, yeah, they're bonkers. Then I just finished mixing Dave Ellison's new band.
Spanky!
Well,
Spanky and the Spankmatics. Sorry, Dave.
That's about to be, I think, released. The first single's going to come out.
Called what we got? It's called "Slap in the Bass."
I think it's called Lucid right now. I'm not sure about the name because they were going to change it and now it's back to Lucid. Okay. Then I'm doing a bunch of. I'm
gonna get in so much trouble for this video.
Well, I don't think you are. Like,
not as much as he's in.
You started with your bass players, useless. Where do you go?
Not allowed to say on YouTube anymore.
Well, yeah. Then there's a bunch of death metal stuff I'm working on right now, like extreme stuff, Malignancy, for example, and I love working on that because it's an amazing challenge. Because Mike Haller, the drummer for Malignancy, he's insane. Like he's drumming wise, he's absolutely ridiculous, and he doesn't like samples on his stuff. So it's
cool.
It's fantastic. Like, and he's playing a ton of ghost notes in brutal death metal, and he wants all those to be heard without samples. So
then he could always just play them harder.
Yes, I do. But yeah, it's a great challenge. But I'm very, very happy actually with how that's turning out. And yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Thanks so much for being on the show, dude. Like, seriously, it's a real pleasure. Thanks for letting me take a look at your cabinet and all your stuff. Very cool stuff. So, once again, if you want to check out some of the Lossless work, I'd say check out the Ailstorm stuff, the Glory Hammer stuff, apparently Dave Elvison's new project.
Worldane.
Oh, you did Worldane?
Yeah, I did the final Worldane, for example. Well, I've got a playlist with stuff on YouTube I did if you want to check it out.
And you've got a YouTube channel as well, right?
I've got a YouTube channel that I'm not doing that much on. Like, I'm not like this guy, and I'm like, production quality is not that awesome, but for me it's about my YouTube channel really started as an archive for myself, like back when hard drive space was very expensive.
Oh yeah.
I just uploaded everything to YouTube just to have an archive for myself I can go back to. And it turns out eventually, like, people liked to compare stuff, and then my channel grew a bit, and that's what it is now. It's really just different stuff, like comparing amps, comparing mics, comparing speakers, without proper videos or lighting or anything. It's really just sounds. Check it out, compare that amp to that amp, and you get just the tones.
Okay, well, hey, I'll put a link to Loss's channel in the description below, but I definitely recommend checking out the STL Tonality Lossa Lammert amp sim. Like I said, you can check out my video demoing it as well. I thought it sounded really cool because it's got that kind of cool Lossa Lammert grind that I've heard on a lot of records. Like I said, your rhythm tones are some of my favorites. I especially recommend checking out the Glory Hammer presets with the Dietzel amp, because that sounded really fucking great. I was very impressed. Well, okay, maybe it wasn't an actual Dietzel. It kind of looked like it, though.
Frank Dieter. It was a Frank Dieter, I think.
Okay. It sounded fucking great anyway. Definitely recommend checking out. Anyway, okay, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for being on the show, Lossa.
Thanks.
All right, you guys take it easy. I'll see you next time. I'm out of here.